Well, it's like day something crazy of going turkey hunting. It's 5 in the morning and I'm headed to my buddy's property to try to kill a turkey. He lives on the river and has tons of turkeys on his property, so we're lit. My Bluetooth device is connected successfully. But got me some breakfast. We're ripping Elsie, and we're gonna go kill us a turkey. Brought the 410 again with me, so hopefully she brings us luck like she did last year. But I'll see you when we get there. Hopefully we hear some gobbles when that sun comes up. Turkey just flew down right in front of me on the other side of the river. Here, down in the bottom. Here comes a big tom. fine, man. Well guys, the morning started out freaking awesome. Had those 3 toms working real close, but they worked in behind me, and then I guess they caught a glimpse of me and took off. About 30 minutes later, I had a group of like 20 jakes just in the area, and called in 4 to about 60 yards, and kind of let them just hang out and do their thing. And then it started raining, so now I'm sitting under here under this little shed, and it doesn't look like the rain is going to pass on the radar, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to sit here for a little bit, see what happens. Hopefully it stops, but I doubt it's going to stop, so may have to continue this hunt another day. Everybody, I kind of left y'all hanging. Today was the 4th day after the first morning that y'all saw. Today was the 4th day, and I did put some I did film, but I didn't want to bore you guys with, hey guys, I'm here again, it's another morning. And the reason why I don't want to show that is because the past 2 mornings, the first morning I called in the 3 big toms right from the beginning, and then probably 20 jakes. And then the second morning I saw, well, you saw the second morning, had a couple toms, but they were on the neighbor's place. Then last night I met the guy that owns that land that has all those turkeys, and I'll get to that in a second. And so I was like all pumped up. Yes, I get to hunt the place that I've been seeing all the turkeys at, which is the neighbors. I'm only hunting, it's only like 5 acres on the river, but it's loaded up with turkeys. So I was super excited getting up this morning. I was like, oh man, I get to go hunt. I get to go hunt the neighbor's place where I've been seeing all the turkeys. I've been going to his feeder every morning, and they just won't come into a call. So I get up this morning at 4 o'clock, go over there, and just like yesterday, I didn't see a single bird. I stayed out there till 11:30, sitting under a tree till 11:30, didn't see a single bird, didn't hear a single gobble, nothing. So I think our birds are just over it. But I did get permission on that guy's place, so he said I can come sit on his part of the river, and that's what I'm gonna do on Monday. So when y'all are watching this, it's Mother's Day, so Monday, and however long it takes me, I have till next Sunday to get it done. I need to fill a few more tags. I may even make it out to the ranch, but I do want to get some more turkeys this year here in Texas before I move on to other states for turkeys. So I will be back to that spot. I just got to figure out what I got to do to get one of these turkeys down. I don't know. I've just been setting out a hen decoy, and this morning I used a hen and a tom decoy, but a strutter decoy, but I didn't see anything or hear anything, so it wouldn't really mattered. It didn't really matter what I had out there. So y'all leave in the comments if y'all have any tips for me late season. Normally late season birds, they don't want to call a whole lot, and they don't want to work in and strut. They're just kind of doing their own thing. There's a few toms still looking for hens to be bred, but I just don't think there's very many of them, and those jakes are uninterested. There was literally like 20 jakes and only 4 of them came in, and I was calling as loud as my slate call could call, and that's the only thing that was getting them fired up, and not one of them even gobbled. They just came in very, very slowly and started strutting around. So I wanted to finish the video off here at the house, showing y'all a little bit about what's going on around here, and then I promise you next week I'll have some awesome turkey hunting content, whether it be there or at other places. I have other options. I just really want to get it done there. So I wanted to give y'all an update on the garden and the pigeons and the chickens and what I got building over here. So my dog's running off. She's deaf and it's windy. So we got everything is flourishing. Our potatoes are probably our fastest growing thing. Our potatoes and broccoli. But potatoes are doing great, onions are growing, carrots are growing. You can see these are carrots. We've got a row all the way up and all the way over, and then we have our onions surrounding this whole garden bed. There she comes. Come on, girl. Come here, girl. Over here are cucumbers and our dill. They're not doing too hot. They're just not growing very good. Herb garden's doing great. Everything in there is growing. Our broccoli is doing amazing. It is like ginormous. It's growing a couple inches a day. Peppers aren't doing so hot. Beets are doing great, and tomatoes are doing good. We already got some cherry tomatoes popping up. There's one right there, and then we got a couple over here. 3 of them growing over here. So tomatoes are going. This one's the best one. It's sprouted up pretty quick. But enough of the garden. Update on the pigeons. For some reason I've had 2 die in the last week, but they're still laying eggs. I got two set. Well, she's laying on a set of eggs in there, so I'm hoping that I get some brown or bronze colored pigeons out of her, and then or ham, whatever it is, laying on there. And I got another set of eggs in here, so interested to see what I come up with. But this pigeon coop is absolutely falling apart, so that's going in the dumpster, or if somebody wants it, they can have it for free. Zoe, come here. Come here, dogs. Had to put the dogs up. They keep running off. So anyway, the pigeon coop is falling apart, and I was down at our coast house a couple weeks ago, and our neighbors were tearing up their dock to rebuild a new dock. I was like, hey, what are y'all doing with that wood? If you follow me on Instagram, Mike the Mullet Man on Instagram, you've already seen that I got all this wood. But I said, hey, what are y'all doing with this wood? And they were like, oh, we're taking it to the dump. It's like, are you kidding me? Do you know what wood costs these days? So I filled the bed of my truck up, brought a bunch over to my buddy Travis down there, and I'm building a new pigeon coop. So it is a 4x8, 7 foot tall on the front and 5 foot tall on the back. I'm gonna do a pitched roof, and I still got to put my center braces up, build a door, and then put my wire around, and then I gotta go get sheet metal to put on the top and the back, and and I'm gonna do half the sides in sheet metal as well, so they have good wind block, and in the winters they'll stay warm. And I'm gonna do a bucket system, so I'm gonna get like 5 or 6 5-gallon buckets and put them, sorry this is all a mess, I just have everything tossed around right now because I pulled all this wood out. But I'm gonna do 5-gallon buckets on the back and cut 5-gallon buckets with lids, and then cut a hole out in the lid so they can nest, use the 5-gallon buckets as their nesting boxes. So I'm gonna work on this a little bit more tonight before it gets dark. So I got to do the middle cross brace, and then I'm gonna do 2 cross braces over the back so I can mount the buckets. And yeah, I'm super excited to get the pigeons in a new home and have more pigeons, because I think it's a little small over there and they don't really have room to fly around. They don't fly much unless they're out anyway. But this one will have a gate door where I'll be able to let them out every morning. They can fly around, do whatever they want all day, and then come back in and roost. So and then over to chicken update. Let's check eggs first. Let's check and see how many eggs they laid first. How many eggs y'all got? 4. That's it. Y'all are slacking. Normally we get 7 or 8 every day, but we're up to a dozen chickens. And Justin, old Justin Rackley, Lake Fork guy, was over the other day, and his neighbor gave him some chickens, and turns out he had one too many roosters. So I went up to Justin's house last week and I got me a new rooster because I didn't have one. My rooster died. So that big black rooster in the back right there, that's my new breeder. He is a Jersey Giant rooster, and he's still very young. He just learned how to crow, or whatever you call it, and y'all heard it earlier in the video. So pretty excited about the rooster. I want to raise some chicks this year, so I'm hoping y'all leave it in the comments if you know how long it takes, how old a rooster has to be to actually make eggs fertile. But I would love to raise some little chicks this year. So that's the update on the roosters. Thanks, Justin, for the rooster. I needed that. So before we go, I want to give y'all another update on the snake skin. I haven't looked at it in a couple of days, actually. Still over here. I reapplied the salt because it soaked up all the moisture the first round did. Yeah, okay, so all this is hard now. That means that it's dried up and there's not much moisture left in it. So I haven't decided how I'm going to tan it yet, but I am going to do a video on it. I'm either going to use the orange bottle tanning solution. I think I have some over here somewhere. Or I'm going to do the glycerin and peroxide mixture. So basically it's just 50% glycerin, 50% peroxide, or alcohol. And you leave it in there for 2 or 3 days, shake it up a couple times a day, and that tans it as well. So I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it or how I want to do it, but I will do a video if y'all would like me to. Y'all leave it in the comments if y'all would like to see a snake tanning video, and then maybe I'll take it up to Justin, and he's been making some awesome self bows, and maybe we'll wrap one of his bows with that snake skin. So sorry we didn't kill a turkey in this video. I promise you I'm just as bummed as y'all are, but I'm gonna be at it all next week. I'm taking tomorrow off, taking Mother's Day off. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. Thank you for everything you do for us. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and remember, eat good.